Today on Running to Him.
God demands we treat people justly. Today's reading is Exodus chapter 22, and we'll be concentrating on verses 21 through 25. Exodus 22, 21 through 25 says, "You shall not wrong a stranger or oppress him, for you were strangers in the land of Egypt. You shall not afflict a widow or orphan. If you afflict him at all, and if he does cry out to me, I will surely hear his cry, and my anger will be kindled, and I will kill you with a sword, and your wives shall become widows, and your children fatherless. If you lend money to my people, to the poor among you, you are not to act as a creditor to him. You shall not charge him interest." Now, interpersonal relationships are what make a community or tear it apart. Unfortunately, we are seeing this being played out in the United States today. We are essentially divided down the middle, with a few independents moving from one group to the other depending on the situation. Today's reading points out the necessity of treating each other justly so that society will not be divided. Now, many on the left in the United States currently claim to have white skin makes that person a racist, and people of other skin tones can never be racist or oppressor. These presuppositions are wrong, in fact, racist in themselves. They show prejudice against a particular segment of society for which they can do nothing about, their skin color. God demands that we treat everyone equally and justly. Most of chapter 22 defines what that means in practice. Verses 21 through 25 speak to interpersonal relationships. The first command is that we treat strangers so that we don't oppress them or afflict them. Now, Tony is Greek, and we spend a significant amount of time visiting family there. Greek has a share of problems just like the United States. And if you are a visitor there and don't know the culture and language, there's a good chance that someone will take advantage of you somehow. Many think tourists have money, and therefore they make every possible effort to remove as much of that money as possible while still staying plausibly honest. God demands that we treat everyone with the same deference. We are not to treat the stranger any differently than the citizen. This rule is particularly true for the most vulnerable, the widows, the orphans, and strangers. How we treat the people in this group will tell everyone the type of society we are. If we lift up those who need our help, we will be seen as kind and loving. If we oppress them, we will be seen as evil. Are we as a nation lifting up those who need our help, or are we just shuffling money to them to ensure that they remain under our thumbs? Frankly, we oppress the widow, the husbandless, and the orphan by not teaching them how to raise themselves out of their situation. Orphans need the care of a family, and through that family they gain the ability to fend for themselves in society. But we treat those who are husbandless or fatherless as those who cannot better themselves, so we oppress them by making them dependent on the community for their well-being. Thus, we are treating them as slaves to the state. We need to rethink our kindness and teach and enable those less fortunate how to raise themselves out of poverty, not to keep them enslaved to society.
Thank you for listening. We pray that today's devotion was meaningful to you. We would love to hear from you. You can use either Facebook or YouTube to like, subscribe, share, and tell others about us. If you would like to contact us, you can reach me at phineasjacobus@runningtohim.net.